Welcome back to the deep dive. Today we're embarking on a linguistic adventure that is, well, absolutely fundamental for anyone navigating life here in the USA, especially if you're an English learner. We are taking a truly comprehensive plunge into U.S. banking English. Now, if you're thinking this is just about memorizing a few words like deposit or withdrawal,
Mm,
think again. It's so much more.
it really is.
Our mission for this deep dive is to truly equip you, our listener, with the practical, authentic phrases, the deeper cultural insights, and the confidence you need to manage your money in almost any real-life U.S. banking scenario.
Yeah, whether you're standing face to face with a teller or just tapping away on your phone, right?
Exactly. We want you to feel completely at ease.
That's right. The banking system in the United States, in many ways, it sort of operates with its own unique language. It's filled with terms, abbreviations, and these polite customer service phrases that often differ quite significantly from what you might encounter in other countries.
That's a great point.
And understanding these nuances isn't just about sounding polite. It's absolutely essential for avoiding awkward misunderstandings, saving yourself valuable time, and crucially, building a profound sense of confidence when you're dealing with your finances.
Right. Confidence is key.
We're talking about unlocking a new level of self-reliance, giving you genuine control over your money in a new environment. It's huge.
And we're diving straight into some immediate distinctions you're likely to encounter the moment you step foot into a U.S. bank. Imagine this. You walk in, ready to open an account, and the banker greets you with a friendly smile. Then asks, are you interested in a checking or savings account?
The classic first question.
Totally. If, like I was when I first moved here, from a place where an account was just an account, this question can be surprisingly foundational. You might think, aren't they both just places to put money?
Yeah.
But in the U.S., this is a critical distinction, isn't it? It underpins your entire banking relationship.
It truly is a foundational concept here. That question immediately signals a crucial difference. A checking account is designed for your active, day-to-day financial life.
Okay.
Think of it as your financial hub for constant activity. Your salary goes in, your bills come out, you use your debit card for everyday purchases, basically managing all your immediate expenses.
So money moving all the time.
Exactly. It's highly liquid, meaning money is constantly moving in and out, and it typically doesn't earn much, if any, interest.
Got it.
On the flip side, a savings account has a very different purpose. It's explicitly designed for storing money you don't immediately need, for building up, say, your emergency fund, or for reaching a specific financial goal like a down payment on a home.
Right, the longer term stuff.
Precisely. It's less about frequent transactions and more about holding funds and, importantly, earning a small amount of interest over time. Grasping this fundamental difference from the outset is key to setting up your finances correctly and avoiding future headaches. Knowing which account serves which purpose will guide almost every transaction you make.
That makes perfect sense. One's for spending, one's for growing. Simple as that, kind of.
Basically, yeah.
And speaking of foundational interactions, another phrase you will definitely hear, often right away, even before you've opened any account, is, can I see some ID? It sounds simple, almost universal, but in the U.S. banking context, it carries a very specific and often quite rigid meaning.
Indeed. When a U.S. bank employee asks for ID, they are almost universally referring to official, government-issued photo identification.
Okay, so not just any card.
No, not like a library card or something. We're talking about documents like a valid driver's license, a passport, or maybe a state ID card. It's not just a casual request for proof of identity, it's a strict security and regulatory protocol.
Ah, regulations.
Yeah, banks here are heavily regulated, especially concerning Know Your Customer KYC and anti-money laundering AML laws. So even if you've been banking for decades in another country and feel completely comfortable with financial institutions, These seemingly small differences in procedure can be quite surprising if you're not prepared.
Right, it's a non-negotiable step.
Absolutely. To verify who you are and prevent fraud.
It's those little things, those seemingly obvious phrases that can unexpectedly trip you up. Beyond specific terms and documents, there's also the overall tone, the vibe of U.S. banking interactions. They often come with a particular brand of politeness, almost an expected friendliness that might feel different from what you're used to.
Definitely.
You'll hear phrases that make the interaction sound genuinely warm and natural, and it's important not just to recognize them, but to understand the expectation behind them.
Precisely. For instance, the standard greeting you'll encounter, whether you're walking into a branch or calling a helpline, is often, "How can I help you
The
today?"
classic opener.
Right. It's a warm, open invitation, a prompt for you to clearly state your purpose. Then, as they're getting into your account details on their computer, you'll hear something like, "Let me just pull up your account."
Yeah, I hear that all the time.
It's their common, reassuring way of saying they're accessing your information, not just a casual "let me look." It's part of the standard operating procedure.
Right.
And perhaps most frequently, after nearly every single transaction, big or small, you'll be asked, "Would you like a receipt for that?"
Always.
Always. This isn't just a formality. It's part of the expected customer service, where every detail is confirmed and offered. The underlying expectation in U.S. customer service, including banking, is one of efficiency, clear communication, and, yeah, a friendly, helpful demeanor. They are there to serve you.
So, as you can already gather, this deep dive isn't just about arming you with a dictionary of banking terms, though we'll certainly give you plenty of those.
Mm-hmm.
It's about giving you the full picture. The vocabulary, yes, but also the tone, the style, and the subtle cultural cues of communication you need to sound truly natural and feel completely at ease.
Right. Feeling comfortable is a big part of it.
Totally. Whether you're opening your very first account, managing your money day to day, or even navigating a tricky problem, this deep dive is truly about helping you build genuine confidence in your financial interactions in the U.S. All right, let's really unpack this, starting with perhaps the most important first step for many of our listeners, actually opening a bank account here in the U.S.
A big first step.
Yeah. Our sources highlight that opening a bank account in the U.S. can often feel a lot like a small interview. It's not just a quick transaction. There are specific questions, options, and new terms that get thrown your way.
Yeah, you have to be ready for that.
Knowing the right phrases here and understanding the why behind the questions is absolutely critical to make the process smooth and to sound confident right from the start.
That's a great way to put it, a small interview. It's definitely more of a structured conversation than just a form-filling exercise. When you first walk into a bank and approach a desk, the very first thing you'll almost certainly hear, as we touched on earlier, is that welcoming phrase. "Hi, how can I help you today?"
Okay. And the best response.
Your ideal, confident response, signaling exactly what you're there for, should be something direct and polite, like, "I'd like to open a bank account, please."
Simple. Clear. Got it.
Yep, immediately sets the stage for the interaction.
Perfect. So, you stated your purpose. What comes next are those key questions and the required documents. The banker will absolutely, without fail, revisit that initial fundamental question. Are you interested in a checking or savings account?
Back to square one.
Exactly.
Yep.
And as we just covered, that's your cue to show you understand the fundamental difference. They might even suggest opening both, which is a very common approach, right? Especially if you're planning to use direct deposit.
Very common. They often recommend a package deal.
Then they'll move on to identification, which, as we discussed, is paramount. You'll hear, do you have a valid photo ID? And again, we're talking about your unexpired passport,
Yeah.
a U.S. driver's license, or a U.S. state ID card.
Right. Those specific documents.
These are your foundational identity documents here, and without them, the process simply cannot proceed.
Beyond identification, two other crucial pieces of information will almost certainly be requested, and these are often areas where new arrivals might feel a little surprised or even uncomfortable, depending on their home country's practices.
Oh, yeah. Like what?
First, they'll ask, "Can I have your proof of address?" This isn't just a formality. The bank needs to verify where you reside for regulatory reasons, to combat fraud, and, well, to send you official communications.
What counts as proof?
Common examples of what they accept include a recent utility bill, like an electricity, gas, or water bill in your name, a current rental agreement, or maybe any official government mail that clearly shows your name and your current physical address.
Good to know.
A pro tip here: avoid using general mail or advertisements. They need official documentation.
Right.
Secondly, and sometimes surprisingly intrusive for some, you'll be asked, "What's your source of income?"
Ah, yes. The money question.
Exactly. This question is absolutely fundamental for legal and security reasons.
Hmm.
U.S. banks have a strict obligation to understand where the money entering their system originates from.
Okay, so it's not just being nosy.
Not at all. This is directly tied to anti-money laundering, AML, and Know Your Customer, KYC regulations, ensuring financial transparency and preventing illicit activities. It's a standard due diligence step for all new accounts, so don't be alarmed. Just be prepared to state your employer, if you have one, or the nature of your funds.
So those are the questions they will ask you. But what about phrases for you to use? Because you want to proactively communicate your needs and sound like you know exactly what you want.
Absolutely. Being proactive is great.
For instance, if you're not the only one who will be accessing the account, maybe with a spouse or a family member, you'd say, "I'd like to open a joint account."
Yep. Clearly signals it's shared.
That tells them immediately it's for more than one person and triggers a different set of paperwork.
Right.
Or if your employer pays electronically, which is incredibly common and often expected in the U.S., you'd say, "I'd like to set up direct deposit."
Super common.
This means your salary, government benefits, or other regular payments will go straight into your bank account without any paper checks, making payments faster and more secure.
And tying into that, another very common and essential phrase you'll want to be able to say is, "I'd like to link my account to my debit card."
Right. Gotta have the card.
Exactly. This is critical because your debit card allows you to spend money directly from your checking account for everyday purchases, make withdrawals at ATMs, and even make online payments. Without it, your account is largely confined to bank branch transactions or maybe online transfers.
Okay.
Now, when discussing these accounts, there's some essential vocabulary you'll want to be intimately familiar with, as these terms directly impact your money. One crucial term is minimum balance.
Ah, yes, the fee.
Right. This refers to the smallest amount of money you must keep in the account at all times to avoid incurring various fees. Many checking accounts, for example, waive monthly fees if you maintain a certain minimum balance. Not knowing this can lead to surprising monthly charges that can eat into your funds, a common pitfall for the uninitiated.
That's a huge one.
Yeah.
Those fees can really sneak up on you if you're not careful.
Exactly. Another important concept is overdraft protection. This is a service that banks offer to prevent your account from going negative if you accidentally spend more money than you have in it.
A safety net.
Sort of. While it acts as a safety net, it often comes with a fee each time it's used, which can be anywhere from, say, $25 to $35 per overdraft.
Ouch.
Yeah. It's important to understand if you have it, how it works, and what the fees are so you can manage your spending and avoid unexpected charges.
Good advice.
And for savings accounts, you'll frequently hear about APY, which stands for annual percentage yield.
APY. Okay.
This is essentially the interest rate you'll earn on your savings over the course of a year, expressed as a percentage, and it includes the effect of compounding interest. It's a key factor when comparing different savings options, as a higher APY means your money grows faster.
So, for example, if a banker mentions This checking account has a $500 minimum balance requirement to avoid a monthly fee. You immediately understand that you need to keep at least $500 in there, or you'll pay an extra charge.
Precisely.
Or if they say, we offer overdraft protection for a $35 fee, you instantly know the cost of that safety net.
Right. You can weigh the pros and cons.
And when you're comparing savings accounts, a higher APY is generally what you're looking for because it means more money for you. These terms are not just vocabulary, they are financial levers.
Absolutely. They directly affect your bottom line.
Once the banker has finished the account setup process, they'll have some closing statements to let you know everything is complete and what to expect next. You'll hear comforting and clear phrases like, your account is all set up.
Good news.
Yeah. This means it's active and ready for you to start using it immediately for deposits or to receive direct deposits. They'll also likely tell you you should receive your debit card in the mail within 5-7 business days.
The standard waiting period.
And that phrase, business days, is key,
Yeah.
right?
Oh, definitely. That phrase, business days, is a very common one in U.S. banking and commerce, and it's important to understand it clearly to manage your expectations.
So not weekends.
Exactly. Business days specifically mean Monday through Friday, and they exclude weekends and, crucially, any public holidays.
Holidays too.
Yep. So if your card is mailed on a Friday, 5-7 business days would push its arrival well into the following week, or even later if there's a holiday in between. It's a key distinction that frequently surprises people unfamiliar with U.S. terminology, particularly when waiting for important documents or cards.
Good tip. So you've seen the questions they'll ask and some phrases you can use to communicate your needs clearly. But here's where it gets really interesting for boosting your confidence and safeguarding your financial future. The power of asking questions.
This is so important.
In the U.S., bank staff genuinely expect you to ask questions. It doesn't make you look unsure or ignorant, quite the opposite. It actually demonstrates that you're engaged, understanding the process, and being a responsible account holder.
It's a crucial cultural insight and a huge pro tip. They are there to help, and proactive questioning is seen as a sign of intelligent engagement, not ignorance.
And it's your absolute best defense against future surprises or unexpected fees, right?
Totally. For instance, some critical questions you absolutely should ask if they haven't been volunteered already are, is there a monthly fee? This can vary greatly between different account types, different banks, or even based on how you use the account.
Right. Got to check the fine print.
A seemingly free account could have hidden fees. Another vital one is, what's the minimum deposit to open this account? Some accounts require a certain amount of money to be put in on day one to activate them, which can be a surprise if you're not prepared.
Yeah, you don't want to show up empty-handed.
Exactly. And in today's digital world, always ask, can I access my account online? And is there a mobile app?
Oh, for sure. Essential now.
Most banks offer robust online and mobile banking services, and you'll want to ensure you know how to set that up from the start, as it's how most people manage their money now. Asking these questions upfront clarifies all the terms, fees, and features, helping you make the most informed decision about your banking relationship.
Exactly. And remember what we said earlier about politeness.
Mhm.
Even if you're feeling a little nervous or overwhelmed, short, polite sentences work best. You don't need to elaborate or explain your life story.
Keep it simple.
Yeah. A simple, yes, I have my ID here, thank you, or I'd like to open both a checking and savings account if possible, is perfectly clear and natural. The goal here is clarity and politeness, and that, more than anything, leads to confidence. It's about being understood and getting what you need.
Well said.
Moving beyond the initial setup, let's talk about navigating real conversations at the bank counter. This is where you actually interact face-to-face for your everyday transactions, or perhaps for things you can't quite do online.
Right, the in-person stuff.
When you walk into a U.S. bank, the person behind the counter handling your transactions who deals with cash, checks, and account inquiries is called a teller.
The teller, yes.
And while it might seem like a simple interaction, knowing the specific phrases and the etiquette involved can make all the difference, helping you sound confident and avoid those awkward pauses we all dread.
That's a great point. Even seemingly minor interactions have specific language and expectations. When you approach the teller, you'll almost always be greeted with a phrase like, "Good morning, how can I help you today?" Or, "What can I do for you?"
Standard greeting.
Yep. Your response, of course, will depend on what you need to do. The most common responses you'll give are straightforward. "I'd like to make a deposit," which means you're putting money, either cash or a check, into your account.
Okay, deposit money in.
Right. Or, "I'd like to make a withdrawal," meaning you're taking physical cash out.
Withdrawal money out. Got it.
And a very common one, especially if you receive paper payments. "I'd like to cash a check," which is converting a paper check you've received into physical cash.
Okay, cashing a check.
And here's a common scenario that might surprise you. Even for those simple transactions, don't be surprised if the teller follows up with, "Can I see your debit card and ID?"
Again with the ID. Yeah. Even for a deposit.
Often, yes. Our sources tell us that in U.S. banks, even for something as straightforward as a deposit or a withdrawal, they often require both your debit card and your photo ID for security reasons. It's a standard procedure to verify your identity and ensure the correct account is being accessed.
Wow, okay. Good to know.
And if you're making a deposit, they'll often clarify, "What account would you like this deposited into?"
And your answer is just.
Your confident answer would simply be, "My checking account, please," or "My savings account." Nice and clear.
All right.
Beyond those direct phrases, there are some key transaction-specific vocabulary terms that are indispensable for counter interactions. You'll frequently encounter a deposit slip. This is a small paper form usually available at a counter near the teller.
Oh, yeah, those little slips.
Right, where you write down the amount of money you're putting into your account and often your account number. Similarly, there's a withdrawal slip if you're taking money out, though many tellers can process withdrawals with just your card and ID now.
Okay, so slips might not always be needed for withdrawals?
Not always, but good to know the term. And if you're cashing a check, you will absolutely be asked to endorse a check.
Endorse, what does that mean?
It simply means signing your name on the back of the check exactly as it appears on the front. It's a simple but absolutely necessary step to authorize the bank to process it.
Ah, signing the back. Got it.
Without that endorsement, they cannot cash the check for you. It's mandatory.
Let's do a quick mini dialogue to bring this to life, focusing on those small details that make a big difference. Imagine the teller says, "How would you like your cash?" Your confident reply could be, "In 20s, please."
That's a great example and a very practical one, just a real-world tip. $20 bills are by far the most common denomination in the U.S., so asking for 20s is a very natural and expected request.
So asking for 20s is normal.
Totally normal. You might also ask for 10s or 5s if you need smaller change. After any transaction, whether it's a deposit, withdrawal, or cashing a check, the teller will always ask, "Would you like a receipt?"
And the answer is just yes or no.
Pretty much. Your answer is straightforward. "Yes, please," if you want proof of the transaction, or "No, thank you," if you don't. It's polite to acknowledge their offer either way.
Beyond deposits and withdrawals, you might have other polite requests for account management that you can handle at the counter. For instance, if you have a large bill, say a $100 bill, and need smaller denominations for everyday use.
Yeah, breaking 100.
Right, you can politely say, "Could you please break this $100 bill?" Or a very common need for managing your own finances is to move money between your own accounts within the same bank. For that, you'd say, "I'd like to transfer funds from my savings to my checking account," or vice versa.
Simple transfer request.
And if you just need to know your current balance without performing a transaction, you'd ask, "Can I get a balance inquiry?" This is usually quick and straightforward.
Now, here's an important cultural nuance that often surprises people new to the U.S. Small talk is very common in U.S. banks.
Ah, the small talk.
Yeah, don't be surprised if the teller asks, "How's your day going?" or comments, "Busy morning, isn't it?" This isn't just about the transaction, it's about establishing a friendly connection and showing a pleasant demeanor. It's part of the customer service experience here.
And it's polite to answer briefly, right? Even if you're just there for business.
Definitely.
Something like, pretty good, thanks. How about you? Or, it's going well, thanks for asking,
Yeah.
is perfectly natural and helps build that rapport we talked about.
Exactly. It smooths the interaction.
Another crucial pro tip. If you're ever unsure about a process, like how to fill out a form or what steps are involved in a service, don't hesitate to say, could you walk me through this?
Oh, that's a great phrase. Walk me through this.
Yeah, it means you're asking them to explain the steps to you in detail, patiently and clearly. They expect these kinds of questions.
And always, always ask about fees. It's one of the most important habits you can develop. Phrases like, "Is there a fee for that?" or "What are the associated costs?" are incredibly important.
Fees for what kind of things?
Well, fees can apply for various services that might seem free elsewhere, such as wire transfers, which are electronic payments to other banks, especially international ones.
Okay, wire transfers often have fees.
Often, yes. Also, cashier's checks, which are guaranteed payments from the bank used for large purchases, or exchanging foreign currency. Being proactive about fees can save you unexpected and sometimes significant costs. It's your right to know, and it's their job to tell you.
The bottom line for this section is that by using these specific phrases and understanding the cultural expectations like small talk and asking about fees, you're not just ensuring your transactions go smoothly, you're also actively building rapport with the bank staff.
That rapport really matters.
It might seem minor, but it could be surprisingly helpful down the line if you ever need extra assistance, have a more complex issue, or even just need a bit of understanding. It fosters a positive, trusting relationship that benefits you in the long run.
Well put. It pays off.
All right, let's shift gears and talk about online and mobile banking, what we call the new everyday banking. Because let's be honest, in the U.S. today, the vast majority of banking happens without ever visiting a physical branch.
It's true. The branch visit is becoming less common.
Most people opt for the sheer convenience of managing their money from anywhere, anytime, using a website or a smartphone app. But with this incredible convenience comes a whole new set of vocabulary unique to the digital world.
That's absolutely true. The digital landscape of banking has its own distinct language, and if you're not familiar with these terms, you might find navigating apps or websites confusing, even frustrating.
Yeah, you don't want to click the wrong thing.
Exactly. Knowing these terms isn't just about efficiency, it's about empowerment, preventing confusion, and ensuring you can confidently manage your finances on your own terms without needing to call someone every time. It opens up a whole new world of financial independence.
When you log into your bank's website or mobile app, you'll typically see some common sections right on the main screen, designed to give you an immediate snapshot of your financial health. First, there's the account summary, right?
The overview.
Which gives you a quick overview of all your accounts, checking, savings, maybe credit cards, and their current balances. Then you'll find recent transactions, a detailed list of your latest deposits, withdrawals, and payments, usually in chronological order.
The history log, basically.
And sometimes you'll see pending transactions.
Yeah.
What are those exactly?
Pending. Those are charges or payments that have been initiated but haven't been fully processed by the bank yet. They're in the pipeline, so to speak, and will soon be reflected in your main balance, like a debit card charge that hasn't quite cleared.
Okay, so they haven't hit the balance just yet.
Right, but they will soon. From those overview sections, you'll then navigate to perform actions. And these actions also have very specific phrases that appear as buttons or menu options. For instance, you'll frequently see set up a bill payment.
Bill pay, yeah. Very useful.
Very. This means you're arranging for your bank to directly pay a specific company, like your utility provider, internet company, or credit card company, from your account, often on a recurring schedule.
Set it and forget it, kinda. Hopefully. Another common phrase is schedule a transfer. This allows you to choose a future date to move money between your own accounts, perhaps from savings to checking, or even to another person's account within the same bank if you have their details. So you can plan transfers in advance.
Exactly. And to reduce paper clutter and often save trees, most banks offer View e-statements, allowing you to access your monthly bank statements online as PDFs instead of receiving paper copies in the mail. This is very common now.
Yeah, I definitely prefer e-statements. And let's revisit a term from earlier because it's so incredibly important and ubiquitous in the digital age. Direct deposit.
Can't emphasize that one enough.
This is how most people in the U.S. receive their salary, government benefits, or even tax refunds. It means the money goes straight into your bank account electronically, often on a specific payday, without any physical paper checks involved. It's quick, reliable, and secure.
Building on that, when it comes to sending money to others, especially friends, family, or for small peer-to-peer payments, you'll quickly encounter Zelle and Venmo.
Oh yeah, Zelle and Venmo are everywhere.
They are extremely popular and widely used apps in the U.S. for sending and receiving money instantly, often directly to someone's phone number or email, linking to your bank account. They're almost ubiquitous for splitting bills at a restaurant, paying a roommate for rent, or just quick payments among friends.
You hear people say, just sell me the money all the time.
It'll all Venmo you.
Yeah.
Exactly. Another critical term for online security, which is now standard practice, is two-factor authentication, often abbreviated as 2FA.
2FA.
Right.
More security.
It is. This is a security feature that requires you to provide not only your password, but also a second piece of verification, often a unique code sent to your phone or email, or maybe a fingerprint scan before you can access your account.
So password plus something else.
Right. It adds a crucial layer of protection against unauthorized access and is something you'll encounter every time you log in to a new device, or sometimes even regularly.
Let's walk through a practical digital scenario to see how these terms come to life. Imagine you need to send your friend $50 for your share of last night's dinner.
Okay, common situation.
In your bank's mobile app, you would typically navigate to a section that might be labeled Send Money or Transfers. You would then likely choose something like Send Money with Zelle.
Or maybe just Zelle, depending on the app.
Right. You'd enter your friend's email or phone number, type in the amount, $50, and then review the details before pressing Confirm.
Always review.
Always. The bank app would then likely show you an immediate confirmation message, such as, your payment has been sent successfully. See how these phrases are the verbs and nouns that guide you through the digital process? It's a language you have to learn to speak.
This clear, step-by-step language is designed to make digital banking intuitive, but yeah, only if you understand the terminology. Now, despite the convenience and efficiency, sometimes you'll inevitably encounter issues with online banking.
Things go wrong sometimes.
They do. Knowing how to articulate these problems clearly to customer service is vital because you won't have a teller right in front of you.
Absolutely. So if you need to call customer service about an online issue, here are some incredibly useful expressions that are direct and to the point. I'm having trouble logging into my account.
Classic problem.
Yeah. Or if you've forgotten your login details, could you reset my password, please? Another common one and a serious one, if you see something suspicious. I'd like to report unauthorized transactions on my account.
That's the key phrase for suspected fraud.
It tells them immediately that you suspect fraudulent activity.
And to clarify that last one, unauthorized transactions means someone has used your account or tried to without your permission. It's a serious matter, and using that precise phrase tells the bank exactly what you need them to investigate.
Good distinction.
It's important to note that while online banking itself is generally free in the US, certain services, especially international wire transfers, can incur fees.
Ah, back to fees.
Always. So always be prepared to ask, is there a charge for that service? And also, how long will it take for the transfer to go through, especially for international ones?
Good questions to ask.
It's a habit that will serve you well, especially with international transactions where fees can sometimes be substantial.
And finally, a crucial safety tip for online banking, especially if you're using a public computer at a library or a shared device, but even just your own. Always log out when you're done.
Seriously, log out.
In the U.S., this isn't just good manners or a mere suggestion. It's considered an incredibly important safety habit to protect your financial information from prying eyes or potential security breaches. It's part of the responsible use of digital banking that every U.S. bank will advise you on.
Basic digital hygiene, really.
Now let's talk about banking problems and customer service solving issues with clarity. Because let's be honest, no matter how careful you are, problems happen.
It's inevitable, unfortunately.
Maybe a transaction didn't go through as expected, your card was declined at a store, or you spotted a suspicious charge on your statement. In the USA, solving these banking issues effectively means speaking clearly, staying polite, and using specific terms so the bank staff can understand you and help you quickly and efficiently.
That's a critical point. When you're dealing with a problem, precision in language is paramount, and maintaining politeness helps diffuse tension, even when you're frustrated.
Yeah, easier said than done sometimes, but important.
For sure. When you enter the bank or call customer service, the first thing you'll hear will likely be that familiar phrase, "How can I assist you today?"
Okay.
It's a polite invitation to explain your situation. And to start, you could use general but clear phrases like, "I'm having an issue with my account." Or if it's a specific charge that's bothering you, "There's a transaction I don't recognize on my statement."
That's a good one.
Or if your card didn't work when you expected it to, "My debit card was declined and I'm not sure why." These are good, non-accusatory ways to open the conversation.
Those are great starting points. But then, to truly get to the heart of the matter, you'll need to get more specific with key phrases for common issues. This is where knowing the exact terminology saves time and avoids confusion.
Indeed. If you see a charge on your statement that you believe is wrong or that you absolutely did not authorize, you would say, "I'd like to dispute a charge."
Dispute a charge. Okay.
This tells the bank you want them to formally investigate that particular payment, which often initiates a process to potentially get your money back.
Good phrase to know.
If you've written a check or set up a recurring payment that you now need to cancel before it goes through, you would state, "I'd like to place a stop payment."
Stop payment. So stopping something before it happens.
Exactly. This alerts the bank not to process that specific transaction. This is particularly useful if you've sent a check that got lost, or maybe you've changed your mind about a recurring payment.
Andy.
And unfortunately, if your card is lost, stolen, or even just damaged and no longer working, you'll need a new one. For that, you'd say, "Could you issue me a replacement card?"
Straightforward request for a new card.
These phrases are precise and immediately convey your specific need to the bank representative, allowing them to take appropriate action.
And there's also some key vocabulary for problem resolution that the bank staff might use when explaining what's happening on their end or what steps they're taking. Understanding these terms helps you follow along and stay informed, right?
Yes, definitely. For instance, if the bank suspects unusual or fraudulent activity on your account, they might tell you they've put a fraud alert on it.
Fraud alert. Okay.
This is a warning system designed to flag potentially unauthorized transactions and protect your money. In more severe cases of suspected fraud, they might initiate an account freeze, which sounds serious.
It does. What does that mean?
It means they temporarily block all activity on your account, withdrawals, transfers, payments to prevent further unauthorized use until the issue is resolved and your identity is verified. It's a protective measure.
Okay, so it's for protection, but it blocks everything.
Temporarily, yes. And a fundamental piece of information you'll need for various transactions, especially those involving transfers to or from other banks in the U.S. or setting up direct deposit, is your routing number.
Routing number. Heard that one before.
It's crucial. This is a unique 9-digit number that identifies your specific bank or credit union within the U.S. financial system. It's often requested alongside your account number for accurate money movement. Think of it as the bank's unique identifier, much like a postal code for mail.
Bank's address, basically.
Kind of, yeah, for electronic purposes.
Let's run through a quick dialogue example for problem solving that brings these phrases and concepts together. Imagine you're on the phone and you say, "I noticed a $120 charge from a store I've never visited."
Okay, clear problem statement.
The banker might respond with understanding. "I see that transaction. Based on your statement, it looks suspicious. Would you like me to file a dispute?"
Offering the solution.
And your confident reply, showing you understand the process and your needs, would be, "Yes, please. And could you also place a fraud alert and block my card immediately just to be safe?"
Perfect. Clear actions requested. This demonstrates both understanding and decisive action, guiding them to exactly what you need.
And here's a crucial point that cannot be overstated. Maintaining politeness under pressure. Even when you're frustrated, stressed, or upset about a banking problem, politeness matters immensely.
So true. It helps keep the conversation productive, ensures the bank staff remain on your side, and often leads to a quicker, more favorable resolution.
So instead of yelling,
Right. Use phrases like, "Could you please explain why this happened?" instead of an angry demand or, "What are my options to resolve this?" Show that you're seeking understanding and solutions, not just venting.
makes sense. Focus on the solution.
And to convey urgency without being rude or aggressive, you could say, I'd appreciate it if you could look into this quickly, as it's quite important to me. Polite, but firm.
For those urgent issues that pop up outside normal banking hours, like a lost card late at night or an immediate fraud concern, many banks have 24-hour helplines or online reporting systems.
Yep, the emergency lines.
When you call, you'd use phrases like, "I'd like to report a lost card," or "Can you temporarily block my account?" And to manage your expectations and ensure you know the next steps. When can I expect this issue to be resolved? Or what's the typical time frame for a dispute resolution?
Asking for timelines is smart and a very important cultural norm in the U.S. when dealing with customer service for banking issues, especially over the phone, is identity verification.
More ID checks.
Always. Before they can discuss any specific account details with you, representatives are strictly trained to ask for your full name, account number, date of birth, and possibly security questions you set up, or maybe the last 4 digits of your social security number.
Why so much verification?
This isn't them being difficult or intrusive. It's a protective measure mandated by law to ensure they are speaking to the rightful account holder and to prevent fraud. It's standard procedure for your protection. Always be prepared for this verification process.
Okay, so it's for security. Got it. So the golden rule for problem resolution in U.S. banking is this. Be specific about your issue, clearly state what you need, stay calm, even if you're upset, and always, always ask for confirmation at the end.
That confirmation step is key. It closes the loop and gives you peace of mind.
How do you ask for confirmation?
Exactly. For example, you might say, "Could you send me a confirmation email regarding this dispute?" This gives you a written record of the interaction.
Smart. Proof.
Or, "Can I get a reference number for this case?" This is particularly valuable because that reference number provides concrete proof that you called and reported the issue. And it gives you a clear, easy way to follow up later if needed, ensuring continuity in the resolution process without having to explain everything again.
Like a tracking number for your problem.
Exactly. It's like your personal tracking code for the issue, and it's a pro move to always ask for one.
This level of detail and clarity in your communication is what truly sets apart a smooth, efficient resolution from a frustrating, prolonged one. It gives you control.
Absolutely. Control and confidence.
Wow, what a deep dive. We've truly journeyed through the intricacies of U.S. banking English, from those crucial first impressions when opening an account to the day-to-day interactions at the teller counter, navigating the modern digital landscape of online and mobile banking, and finally, tackling those inevitable problems with clarity and confidence.
We covered a lot of ground.
It's a lot to take in, but it's all about empowering you, our listener.
Absolutely. We've covered a lot, and it's important to recap the essentials to really cement them in your mind. Remember, at the start of any banking conversation, you'll often hear, "How can I help you today?" Be ready with a clear, short answer, whether it's, "I'd like to open a savings account," or "I need to make a withdrawal."
Have your purpose ready.
For opening accounts, key terms include checking account for daily spending, savings account for growing your money, understanding minimum balance to avoid fees, and knowing how to set up direct deposit for electronic payments. These are your foundational building blocks.
When you're at the counter, interacting with the teller, you'll be using phrases like, "I'd like to make a deposit," "I'd like to cash a check," or "Can I get a balance inquiry?" These are your bread and butter for basic in-person transactions.
Your go-to phrases.
Yeah.
For the world of online and mobile banking, familiarize yourself with actions like set up a bill payment, schedule a transfer, and understanding common apps like Zelle and Venmo, which are central to managing your money digitally in the US.
Digital essentials.
And when problems arise, don't shy away from specific, powerful terms. "I'd like to dispute a charge." "I need a replacement card." Or, "Please place a fraud alert on my account." These phrases are your toolkit for resolution, ensuring you get the help you need efficiently.
But here's the crucial insight, right? Knowing these phrases is an excellent, indispensable start, but it's truly not enough on its own.
No, practice is absolutely key to building that confidence and making these phrases feel natural and automatic. The more you actively use them, the less you'll hesitate in real-life banking situations, which can make a world of difference in your daily interactions and your sense of independence.
So how do you practice? We've got some actionable tips for you, our dedicated English learners. First, role play scenarios. Don't just read the script, pretend you're actually at the bank and say these phrases out loud.
Talk to the mirror or a friend.
Yeah, if you can, grab a friend, a language partner, or even just stand in front of a mirror and have them play the role of the banker or teller. It makes it so much more real and helps build muscle memory for your mouth and mind.
Great idea.
Second, if you already have an account, mix real banking tasks with your learning. Instead of doing everything online, try doing a small, simple transaction in person just to get that real-world practice with your English.
Like a small cash deposit, for instance, or simply asking for your balance, low-stakes practice.
Exactly.
That's a fantastic idea for active learning. Another valuable tip is to listen and repeat. The next time you're in a U.S. bank, or even just listening to a video or show featuring banking interactions, really pay attention to how the tellers greet you, how they confirm details, and how they end the conversation.
Notice the patterns.
Right. Then try to mimic those patterns and phrases in your own words, adjusting them to your needs. This helps you internalize the natural rhythm and intonation. Finally, write your own scripts.
Cheat sheets.
Kind of. Prepare a short 3-4 sentence dialogue for something common like depositing money or asking about a specific fee or reporting a lost card. Keep these scripts handy in a notebook or on your phone so you can review them anytime you feel a little nervous or need a quick refresh before an interaction.
What it all boils down to is this. Banking English in the U.S. isn't just about knowing the words. It's about achieving clarity, politeness, and confidence in your communication.
The three C's: clarity, politeness, confidence.
I like it. Mastering this specific communication style can save you precious time, prevent potentially costly mistakes, and even help you build friendly, helpful relationships with bank staff. It's an investment not just in your language skills, but in your overall independence and smooth navigation of life here.
That's the ultimate goal, and it's completely achievable. So your challenge now is simple but powerful. Pick just one phrase from each major section of this deep dive. One phrase from opening an account, one from the counter, one from online banking, and one from problem solving.
Just 4 phrases to start.
Yep. Then make a concrete plan to use it this week. Whether it's in a real banking situation or through dedicated practice and role playing, the more you activate this knowledge, the faster it will become second nature, truly embedding itself into your everyday English.
And here's a final thought for you to reflect on. Consider how mastering these specific banking phrases is not merely about completing transactions or avoiding fees. It's about gaining a deeper level of independence and control in a new country, a new culture.
It's about empowerment.
It really is. It's a key, tangible step in truly belonging and navigating everyday life with greater ease and self-assurance. So ask yourself, what other everyday situations could be transformed for you by mastering their unique language and cultural nuances? Keep exploring, keep learning, and keep diving deep.